The Rams are so far taking it slow with new quarterback Matthew Stafford as he's still learning the offense. But head coach Sean McVay said earlier this week that he's, quote, done outstanding in OTAs. Fantastic. No pressure in your face, no one hitting you, but he's done outstanding, and that's what matters. Over/under 4,700.5 passing yards for Matthew Stafford this season.
I would like you to go first with your selection because you think you know what I'm going to say.
You're going to say
I
over.
know what you're going to say, but please.
You're going to say over.
Share yours first.
Okay.
Share yours first.
I'm going to take the under, and it's not because I don't like the Rams,
right.
All right? I'm going to take the under for a few reasons. Number one, Jared Goff never hit this mark when he was in Sean McVay's offense. Now, Matthew Stafford is better, and this is a 17-game season, so we have to keep that in mind. Only 10 quarterbacks have eclipsed this mark in the last 5 years. Again, 17-game season, but it does highlight how difficult it is to throw for 4,700 yards. If you're going to do it over the course of 17 games and play every game, you're going to need to average 276.5 yards per game. 6 quarterbacks hit that mark last year. 6. So it is going to be a challenge. Some of those quarterbacks,
Stafford was not one of them.
He was not. Some of those are like guys like Deshaun Watson, right. Justin Herbert. They're playing in blowouts. They're playing from behind. They got to throw nonstop. What I want you to keep in mind with this is that the Rams can play great defense, and I think the Rams are going to be very, very good. And as a result, in the fourth quarter, they're going to be grinding clock, grinding tempo, trying to hold the opponent back, running the ball with effectiveness. I think this offense wants to throw to set up the run. And I think they're going to be very good at it with Stafford, and as a result, he goes under. Not because he's not good, not because it's not a good signing. I don't think it's going to require him.
Right.
I don't think it's going to require him to go over.
Those exact reasons that you gave are why I said under as well.
You've got to be kidding me.
But I changed it to the over after I looked further into the numbers because I thought the same thing. I thought Stafford's better than Goff, but this Rams team's going to be really good.
Really good.
And he's not going to need to do. I think this is the second highest passing yardage prop that I've seen for any individual quarterback behind only Mahomes. Exactly. So this is. I was
more
like,
than
under.
Rodgers.
Yeah, I was like, under. Well, I don't know if Rodgers was posted or not, but I was like, under
That's
for
true.
sure. Under for sure. But then I look. Okay, over a 17-game schedule, 276.5 yards is what you need to eclipse this. Stafford for his career in Detroit, 273.4 yards per game. So he's about right there. Now, he gets an upgrade going to McVay, gets an upgrade with wide receivers, offensive line, maybe not offensive line, but running back for sure. Jared Goff at the height of Sean McVay's offense, 2018 and 19, averaged 291.4 yards per game. That's when the Rams were good, were winning games, and grinding out the clock in the fourth. Sean McVay does like to run the ball, but he also wants his offense to be more explosive. He went out and got Stafford for a reason, Deshaun Jackson for a reason, Tutu Atwell for a reason. I think McVay is going to want Matt Stafford to throw for 290 yards in 3 quarters. He wants to reestablish that dominant, dynamic offense from 18 and 19 when Goff was averaging 291 yards per game. That's why I switched it to over, because McVay has made it his mission to be more explosive on offense, but initially, I was under with you.
Great points, and I'm envious that this is your team, because they're going to be really fun to watch this year.
I think they are as well.
Rooting for the Eagles. You know what? That might go in the trash can. We might just keep moving. I might go over to the Rams. Win totals 10.5. Over under.
I think that is too low. I'm going to go over. Sean McVay has a 67.2 career winning percentage.
Woo!
If you do the math over a 17-game schedule, that's 11.4 wins. Now, that being over by 0.9 wins may not seem like a lot, but this is a 16-game NFL schedule. That same math over an MLB game would equate to a team being 10 games above their threshold. So that's very significant. Your winning percentage equating to a full win more than what your number is at 10.5. So I do think this is an 11-win team, barring injury.
All right, I'm going to keep this one very simple. Over. Why? I've got them favored in 13 of the 17 games. That's what it comes down to. 13 of the 17 games, I see them as a favorite. They have an elite defense. They upgraded at quarterback. They have a great head coach. Minor concerns. They lost Brandon Staley, defensive coordinator. Sure. I'm interested to see how that pans out. And the final 3 games, at Minnesota, at Baltimore, hosting the San Francisco 49ers. So I hope it's not too tight late, because I think Minnesota is going to be better than expected. But I got them favored in 13 of 17, so I think they're good.
McVay's coached 4 seasons. He would have cleared this threshold in a 16-game season. 16-game season. 3 of those 4 times, if not for the loss to the Jets last year. They ended up with 10. They would have had 11
about that
if
game.
they would have beaten the Jets last year.
Jets game. Unbelievable. All right, same city, different conference. Let's move to the AFC. Justin Herbert, second-year quarterback of the Los Angeles Chargers, has a passing prop of 4,400 450.5 yards. You going over under on Herbert? I'm not a bear.
I'm as bullish, if not more, on the Chargers than I am the Rams. I think
love the
be
Chargers.
Really good. I'm going over here for Herbert. Last year, he averaged almost 290 passing yards per game as a rookie. We know the leap that happens from year 1 to 2, especially at this position in the NFL.
He cut that hair. That picture's not updated.
He'll only need to average 261.8 yards per game over a 17-game schedule to clear this threshold. So, upgrade at coach. Year 2 leap, good weapons. I'm going over.
I love this kid. I love this kid. I think he's fantastic.
I do too.
Don't like the franchise. I'm going to go under. I wouldn't be surprised if they screwed him up. Remember, Justin Herbert is a second-year quarterback who's now on his second head coach and on his second offensive coordinator and his second offensive system. That is the fastest way to screw a young player up, is to keep changing it up on him. He's got the weapons. He's got everything he has around him, and he's a fantastic player, but I do not trust the organization. Brandon Staley spent 1 year as a coordinator. It was a defensive coordinator. It was last year. That's the extent of his experience. Joe Lombardi, is that the name? Joe Lombardi? Coming in as the offensive coordinator. He's only spent 2 years as an offensive coordinator. They were in Detroit in 14 and 15 when the team ranked 22nd and 18th in scoring. Not all his fault, but there are plenty of concerns with the organization. Not with Herbert. Not with Herbert. I think he's fantastic, but I don't trust the Chargers, which leads us to former season ticket holder here. Over under 9 wins for the Bolts this year.
Over. Again, I think Herbert makes that year 2 leap. I think he's got better coaching now, going from Anthony Lynn to Brandon Staley and Joe Lombardi as the offensive coordinator, who, you're right, may have not been good in Detroit, who was, but he spent the rest of his NFL career as an assistant and quarterbacks coach under Sean Payton, working with Drew Brees in New Orleans. So I think he's got some chops. It's obviously a difficult division, especially if Denver ends up with someone like Aaron Rodgers. That might change my calculus. But if Rodgers is not there, this is the second best team in the AFC West. They're a playoff team in the AFC, and they're getting at least 10 wins.
I am going to say under, but honestly, if I was given the choice where I don't have to bet it, I wouldn't bet it. I don't have that much of a feel, but I'm going to make the play here. Small play. I will go Chargers under.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.